Okay, Shalom class. Boker Tov. Good morning. I wanted to start off the video by saying that I'm excited trying out new things and trying to see how people react to different types of lessons. So I'm interested to hearing from you, whether you liked watching the video. It gives you an opportunity to listen again on repeat. So if you didn't get something, you can rewind. And it also allows you to listen on double speed or 1.5 speeds. You don't have to listen to me talk so slowly if that's your thing, because I know I like doing that sometimes. Okay, so we have 15 minutes. We're going to learn a little bit today, halacha, and then we're going to do Gemara. I'm going to try to get it all in 15 minutes. So first, if you could please open up your halacha notes, that would be great. There should be a Google, if you didn't do it already, the Google quiz, the halacha quiz is posted on Google Classroom. I will send out a text or a post about it, so keep your emails open. But also, you should have completed that first thing, and now we're doing the classwork. So we're up to halacha 4 in Sfirat HaOmer. So the Shulchan Aruch writes, someone, Misha Shoel Oso Chaveiro, someone, let's say this happens all the time. Let's say someone asks their friend, during Bein Hashmashot. Bein Hashmashot is the time between when the sun is going down, but before the 3 stars come out. So it's still light outside, but the sun is setting. It's kind of past the horizon. You can't really see the sun anymore. And according to halacha, that few minutes, about 30 minutes of time, is not sure if it's day. We're not sure if it's night. It's like in between. So let's say you ask your friend, what day is it of the Sfira? During Bein Hashmashos, what should he say? Even though it's might not be night yet, we're not sure. Even still, the Shulchan Aruch writes, he should say to you that yesterday was such and such date. If you date, you should always say yesterday was such and such. That's very common. A lot of people do that, and you'll hear that all the time when somebody says, oh, yesterday was whatever. Let's say a person said it, though, during Bein Hashmashot. The reason why Bein Hashmashot is important is because if it was during the day, it doesn't really matter, because it's not time to count. But Bein Hashmashot, we said before, might mean Midirabanan, right here, Midirabanan, you might still be able to count. So the question is, can I count with a bracha then, during in between sunset and Seder Kochavim, the 3 stars came out. So if you were to say the actual day, now we're in a problem. You're not going to be able to count with a bracha because you might have just counted. Or if you say the date, you lose the bracha for that night because you may have just fulfilled your mitzvah for that night. Okay, very good. If a person said it before Bein Hashmashot, so it's before Shkia, and it's still daytime, and someone asks you, you can say it because it's not time to count yet. So we'll add that as number 2. Shulchan Aruch adds, this will be the last link for today. If you say it before sunset, then no problem, because it is not time to count yet. You can still count with a bracha. Very good. You can still count with a bracha because it's not time. If you say, tonight is 27, so if it's still during the day, then it doesn't matter because you can't count during the day for the night. It's only when sunset happens, you should not say the day because you technically will be yotzei and you lose your bracha. So you should always say yesterday was 26. And this way you'll be able to get the bracha in later. If you do say it by accident, then you got the mitzvah, but you didn't get the bracha. Okay, it's not the worst thing in the world, but we try to do the best possible thing by saying the bracha. The Rama adds something. he says, when, a very important idea, and this will be the last part of today, the Rama adds, for Ashkenazim especially, when the time comes to count, a person should not eat. Why should that be? Let's hear from Eli Bodner. Why should that be? Why should it be that a person shouldn't eat? What do you think? You're right. Because if you start to eat, you're going to maybe get carried away and forget. And so we don't want you to be doing anything else besides focusing on Sfira when the time comes. So you should count right away when it gets dark, when the Tzedek Chavim, and you shouldn't start dinner or whatever, you shouldn't eat something until you count. But if you we don't want you to forget and get carried away eating. And the next thing is, if you started, however, if you started a long seuda, a long meal, before the time to count, you may continue to count, you can eat until you finish, even if it becomes night. You don't have to stop in the middle of your seuda. You can finish, you can bench, do whatever you want, and then count. But you should not, if you didn't start eating yet, you should definitely not start eating until you count. We don't want you, and that applies to anything that's going to get you carried away before Sfira. We don't want you to forget. It's so easy to forget. You say, I'm about to count. Oh, let me just have a quick snack. Next thing you know, you forgot to count in general, and you missed the time. It's already the next night. So you have to be very careful. And these are very important halachas we learned today. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the Gemara. So it's going to be a very good Gemara, and there's another Tashma proof for Rava. Here we go. Tashma, we're going to quote a halacha. Here's the halacha. Haganav shenatal mizeh unasan mizeh. A thief who takes from one person and gives it to another. So let's say Yosef Turkish, stole from David Chaim and gave it to Tess. So that's one thing. And also a robber who takes from someone and gives the same case, just a different type of person. A gazlan is a thief, and a robber. There's two different types of things we'll see in a second. V'chein Yarden, not Yarden from our class, but Yarden, a river. Let's say there's some sort of flood or something that the river takes it from you and it goes down the river and you see it flood away, and somebody else can grab it from the river. The Gemara says in those three cases, Masha natal natal, Masha natal natal. What does that mean? That means whatever has been taken was taken. So the thief, the river, whoever took it, now it's not yours. Now you lost ownership. Uma nasa nasan, whoever got it, whoever received it, can keep it. Wow, that's so interesting. Now why is that interesting? Because listen to this. It makes sense. Bishlama, one of my favorite words. Bishlama, Gazlan, V'Yardain. It makes a lot of sense when you told me the halacha is if a Gazlan took something or a Yardain took something. It makes a lot of sense if a thief, a robber, or a river takes it. Why? Because remember, a Gazlan is someone who is an armed robber. I have a scissor, and he says, "Give me all your money." And you're afraid, so you throw him all your money. Or Yardain, you see you're holding your favorite, soccer ball, and the river comes and it pushes it out of your hands. It was a little flood, like a mini tsunami, pushes it out of your hand, and then you see it, going super fast down the road and by this wave. You see the river overflowed and took your thing. You see, but in both cases, the owner saw the item being taken from him. The kachazi lahu umiyayish, because you see it happen. That makes a lot of sense. That's why the person who gets it from the river or from the robber can keep it, because the owner immediately gives up hope as soon as the robber steals it, or the Yardain or the river takes it. Ella Ganov, what about a thief? Now a thief is a little different than a robber. A thief is someone who sneaks around at night and jumps into a window and snatches all your stuff while you're sleeping. So that kind of person, the owner never knows if it's taken from him until the next day. So assuming the Ganav came out of the window with all the stuff and then gave it to you, apparently you could still keep it. But wait, the owner doesn't even know yet. So what? Does the owner know that the Ganav took the stuff yet? It's the middle of the night. He went in, snuck in. He stole your favorite laptop. Then he comes out and he gives it to his friend as a present. It's still the nighttime. The owner didn't even wake up yet. Doesn't even know it's gone. So in that case, how can you say you can keep it? How could you say you keep it? Who is this a proof for? It seems to be a proof for Rava. Because it seems to be that the answer is that the reason you can keep it is because as soon as the owner wakes up and he sees that there was a gazlan in his house, whether he has security cameras or the alarm or he finds, he can't find it for a very long time, obviously he'll recognize it, it's gone. He knew where he put it, somehow he realized. In that case, he will give up hope eventually. So even when the Ganav stole it right away, it's already hefker. It's already ownerless as soon as the Ganav takes it. Wow. So Rava seems to be right because a Ganav, the owner never knew. So it seems to be a proof for Rava. One more time. Going a little slow here. The Gazlan and the Yardain both are, one's an armed robber, mugs you. The other one is a Yardain, it shoots it out of your hand, and you see it getting washed away. But both cases make sense that you could keep it if you're the recipient from a Ganav, from a thief, a Gazlan or a Yardain. You're able to keep. Makes a lot of sense, the Gemara says, because the owner knew. Again, the only way you could keep something is if you know the owner gave up hope, apparently. But what about the Ganav? We said you could keep it too, but a Ganav's sneaky. The owner doesn't even know. And yet the Mishnah said right here that you can keep it. Must be Rava's right. That even though not yet did they give up hope, eventually they will give up hope. And that's why you could keep it. The Gemara says, not so fast. This is excellent Gemara, my goodness. Back and forth, and you see the Gemara is quoting here and there, here and there. It's amazing. It's really amazing how much Gemara back and forth. And so it drills it into your mind to think this way, to analyze not just Gemara, but anything in life. The Gemara answers a beautiful answer. No, Targum of Papa Belistim Mizavin. No, you're confusing. You think a Ganav's a sneaker? No. It was an armed bandit. So it was a guy with a weapon, and he snuck into the house, and he held up the whole house as hostages, and he took everything, and they knew it. So ask me a Geschmack question. Come on. Somebody ask me Benzi. Ask me a Geschmack question, Benzi. Yaakov, come on. Yitzchak. Guys, come on. Ask me a Geschmack question. I hachi hainu gazlan, the Gemara says. But isn't that what a gazlan is? If you're going to answer me, Ganav is somebody who's armed, but you already told me, gazlan. That's an armed robber. That's a person who mugs you. Oivei is mir. It's the same thing. So you're repeating. What's the difference then? Why do you say Ganav and gazlan? Just say one if they're the same thing. So the Gemara answers now. Trei gavne gazlan. There are two types of gazlanim. There's a gazlan that grabs it and runs away. That's a Ganav. And the other one is a Gazlan. He has a weapon and he tries to steal it from you with a weapon. That's called a Ganav. He comes in at you with a weapon and he tries to steal with you, threatening your life, and you have to run away. So there are two types of people. Both of them take it from you with your knowledge, though. So we originally thought a Ganav is somebody who sneaks around and you never know. The answer is no. A Gazlan and a Ganav are similar because they both take it with your knowledge, except they do it in a different way. One's armed and one just takes it and runs, like pickpockets. Okay, I want you to complete the following assignment. You can pause the video here. Please write up the following post on Google Classroom. You feel free to pause it. I'm going to explain it either way. There will be an assignment titled 321. It'll appear at 10 a.m. If you finish this video before 10 a.m., please come back at 10 to answer the questions. I want you to write post onto the Google Classroom 3 new things you learned today, 2 questions you have on the material, and 1 idea that you already knew. And please post that today immediately after this video, and I will see who did it and who didn't do it. Again, please do this right away, and good luck. And 3 things you learned that were new, 2 questions that you have still that you're not sure about, and 1 idea you already knew. As you were learning this, you realized you already knew it. Okay, good luck, everybody. I'll see you on Wednesday.